G'day everyone, how are you? My name's Brian from BsianTech. How are you guys going? Hopefully you guys doing very well. Now, we've got a very interesting sort of broadcast today, and that is normally what I announce a bit of news. This week I didn't do any live stream because I was just holding for this one here. Now, we've got a bit of a different one from Dell for this one here. Normally we actually get from Dell a bit of release of two things. Now, this is all mostly about commercial and their enterprise products. And normally at the start of the year, we get some of their more of the mobile laptops and desktop computers. And we then later in the half of the year, we actually get the performance and mobile workstations. Now, this year's a little bit different. We actually get quite a lot of that right now, the start of the year. We don't have to wait near the end of the year or sorry, half of the year to actually get the performance versions. So we're going to cover a bit of what is going to be released and or what has been released as well too, and we're going to go through that now. So thank you very much for those who are joining me, and it's good to see you guys there. Now, so first off, let's just get right into this. Eh? All right. So first off, we get the Latitude range. Now, the Latitude range are your good core business is where we actually see a lot of them, and you'll see that they're actually releasing the Latitude 9000 series, 7000 series, and 5000 series, and also the 3000 series, which is more for the K12s. Now, with the you'll see also in the numbers here. Now, those who don't know about all the numbers, it's really the ending numbers are really where you see the performance ones, which is the 31s at the moment. Of course, all the numbers have been upgraded from last year from 20 to 30, which means that's the generation for this year in 2022. Okay, Andy, how are you doing? And so it's normally we see the performance version or the H model version later half year. But now we're actually getting them straight up this year in this first quarter. This is absolutely fantastic to see. It makes it a lot easier to order these ones here. Now, I'm just going to have a quick chat with you about what's changed on these particular models. I'm just going to do it overall. So, what the first thing is, of course, all the processors have actually moved to the 12th generation. So, that's going to be kind of good. So, we're going to have to see a lot of more performance increase as well as a lot of power efficiency. So, should we actually get better battery life? Now, in some of these models here, you also see that the actual memory options have been upgraded to DDR5. So that's actually going to bring in for the new Elder Lake. Now, the ones that actually have DDR5 will be the Latitude 9000 series, of course, being the flagship model, and also bringing up all the testing all the new things. Now, also the performance ones you also see, which is the 5431s and the 5531s will also have DDR5 as well. The rest will be still staying on DDR4 for those one there. And of course, we'll have the U version of the mobile and also the performance version of the 12th generations. And of course, the memory really hasn't changed in the capacity wise. It's really just more of the processor bump up and as well as the RAM type as well for those three particular models, and that's pretty much it. Now let's also see a bit of a clue of the Latitude 30,000 series, the new one. Looks like it's changed its chassis a bit, but we'll get a little bit more of that later on when that has more. Now these already have been these are being made available in this month, which is April. So those are going to be quite nice to see. Now, the next one here is, besides that, also one of the things that I see that's really they finally have listened, that Dell has listened, is they all have full HD webcams. Yes, finally they have listened. So, and that's across the whole range on the Latitudes. That is absolute fantastic there to see. Now, I'm going to put a little bit of extra attention to one of the particular models, and that is the Latitude 7330. Now, this one has a bit changed dramatically. There is a new version which is called the Ultralight version. Now, this one is going to be under 1 kilo, so sub 1 kilo. That is going to be light. Which is what the 7000 series is meant to be, the ultralight. Now this one's going to be super ultralight. So it's going to compete against a lot of the other ones I have reviewed. The 13 inches they have going under the sub 1 kilo. So this is where this was going to come into effect. I'm liking this. I can't wait to actually get my hands on one of these ones here. And that's pretty much all really for the Latitude. So it's pretty much going to be a bump up in the processor, and some of the models have memory upgrade to the different DDR5. And that's pretty much all there is. We'll have a look at that when we start seeing them on my channel. Now, the next things we're going to see is the Precisions, the mobile workstations. Now, normally we don't see this into the second half of this year, where we actually know, well, so lucky this year, we actually get to see it at the start of this year. And these are really the 5000 and the 3000 series of the Precisions. And you will see, of course, the 5570. Again, it's just a bump up to the number. And what these ones are is really the processor, again, being upgraded to the 12th generation. And also the RAM has been upgraded to DDR5. Now, this particular model, which is the 3000 series, now that will have a combo of DDR4 and also DDR5, of course, that you can configure. Now, the chassis hasn't really changed too much, and there hasn't been too much change of the Precision 5000 series. They do reflect like the XPS 15 and the XPS 17, the new one there, and they really haven't really changed too much. But what's going to be very exciting is this new Precision 14-inch, and it is called, of course, without having to guess too hard, is the 5470. Now, this is a very interesting laptop or mobile workstation that Dell have introduced, and we're going to throw a little bit more into it. So first off, of course, the processor is going to be 12th generation, and it will be anywhere between, you can configure with an i5 all the way to an i9. So that's not a surprise there. And also with the RAM, of course, it's going to be DDR5s because it's going to be performance there. Now, with the storage, of course, it's going to be one, I think it's pretty much one M.2. And with the graphics, it does have a discrete graphics. Well, you can opt in for discrete graphics. You can also opt in without the discrete graphics. Now, with the discrete graphics, it is the NVIDIA RTX A1000. Now, I haven't tested that A1000 yet, but I think it should do pretty well. And in this sort of chassis, is going to be pretty well. Now, one of the things that's going to be interesting about this 14-inch form factor is its cooling solution. Now, the cooling solution back in the 5560 and the 5570, when I actually tested them out, they were very, very different. Now, with the 5560, as you probably saw from some of our previous videos, and also the 5550, it had quite a bit of issues on the sustaining high performance for long periods of time. And whereas the 5760, the 17-inch version, that has a completely new thermal solution. Now, I don't know if I actually remember if I put up a video about it comparing the 5760 with the 7560, which is the bigger, bulkier version of the 15-inch. Now, I actually had two i9s in those two, and the performance is very similar. Now, normally you see that the bulkier one should usually have a much better performance, but what I found was that the 17-inch Precision was doing extremely well. It's actually keeping up with that bulky design. So it means the actual cooling solution in the 5760 is extremely well, and it's even for long sustainability for the performance of the behavior of the processor. That was able to sustain that very well. So, and this 14-inch has that same, well, very similar, same cooling and thermal solution with that 17-inch. So we're going to see some really good performance out of that 14-inch. I'm expecting some very good performances and also sustain that good performance in that 14-inch. And that is absolutely great, which means that one's actually smaller than the 15-inch, performing better than the 15-inch, I am expecting, because what I believe is the 15-inch cooling solution hasn't really changed. But that 14-inch is going to be a killer of a mobile workstation, especially it's also got a discrete graphics and also that new Ultralight in that form. So I can't wait to actually see that. Now, we also will see in the 14-inch is actually not on a 14-inch, it's across the board. Surprisingly, all the Precisions don't have full HD webcams. I do wish they do put full HD webcams in the Precisions. They actually did it all for Latitude, so hopefully they will add in the full HD webcams in the Precisions when they will. But we actually haven't got any news yet about the Latitude 7000 series. So I'm taking a guess they will be later this year as their normal usual time near the second half of this year. So but besides that, now with this Precision 14-inch, we won't probably see this in the XPS 14. So those who are in the XPS range, there is new XPSs, so 15 and 17. Again, it's a bump up in the processor. Now we won't see this 14-inch form in the XPS. This is exclusively to the Precision range. So that's kind of nice and neat. Now I also was told by Dell that this year is the 25th birthday of the Precision. So, and the actual Precision team actually designed this fully from the ground up. So this is a very exciting laptop here. I just can't wait to actually get my hands on this one here. So this one is something that I will couldn't see this blowing a lot of other Precision out of the water for it. So definitely keep an eye out on this Precision 5470 for it. So now the other thing else we're going to progress on, but now that's also the laptops done. Now they also got new docks for this year planned as well too. Now they bring in this very interesting dock here, which is the Dell dual charge dock. Now this dock is a little bit different to the other docks, that it also has wireless Qi charging. And you can probably see here from the wireless Qi charging at the front, which you can then put your mobile phone, or even I've heard you can even put some of your other devices. I don't know how you can do it, but maybe headphones and also your watches and stuff like that, because it does have that. But we'll see how that goes. Maybe there's a little add-on that you can stick on just to bring it up anyway. But it's got Qi charging on this. Now, I know that this also is, it's not Thunderbolt 4 dock. It's a USB-C dock. So it does use the display alternate mode for the stuff. But it also is one of the first docks that have HDMI 2.1. Now, what makes that a little bit different is that this 2.1 is going to have the bandwidth capabilities to support up to 8K monitors. So I think this is going to be good. You see also in some of the high-end Precisions, they've got the HDMI 2.1. So they're going to drive those really big screens and also high. Even if you've got a 4K, you can also drive the higher refresh rates if you're off that one there. So this is going to be a very interesting. Now this one can also do 90 watts to your computer, and the Qi charging is let me have a look. It is 12 watts for the Qi charging. So that's still decent. It's not going to do fast charging for some of the mobile phones, but it still will be able to do when you're working at work. So I'm loving to see. I can't wait to get this thing in as well too. Now this one supports up to 2 monitors in this one here. So you can see that we've got the HDMI port and also the display port here as well too. And then of course the Ethernet. Fantastic here. So this is a very exciting sort of dock here. And then the next one is, of course, we're going to get 2 more docks for it. And the other first one is the WD, which we love, is now been only for the Thunderbolt has been upgraded to the WD22TB4. So, and what makes this one a little bit different is that we now have 2 Thunderbolt ports at the back of this module part here. And again, remember, this is modular. And what I believe and what I've been told is you can upgrade your WD19 with this section here of the WD22TB4. So you can upgrade the previous model to this one. That's finally using the modular section of this for that. But also, you can see some color differences there, but also it's pretty much not much difference compared to the WD19 TBS. So that is really having 2 components there. So that's absolutely good, which means you can also support better monitors and high resolution for this Thunderbolt here. So that's one of the nice little thing here. Now, the other thing that is I'm also very excited is actually I'm just as excited for all these docks actually, and that is now we actually get a new Dell Universal dock. Now it has quite a lot of views in my channel about the Dell D6000. There's also the Dell DE3100. So that also are display link docks. These are universal docks. So they have USB-C as well as USB-A. So they've got that one there. Now this one has been upgraded. Now what it has been upgraded is going to be the charging. Now this is going to be fun. Now what it can pass through the charge is 96 watts. 96 watts. And that's a funny number, isn't it? What's that number going to be very equal to? And that is this one here. Wait, let me go grab it. It could charge a MacBook M1 Pro or M1 Max. So that is going to be very good for a lot of the Mac users, I think. So 96 watts. Wow, that's going to be very cool. There's also another little thing about this new dock in the universal dock is that even though it is a display link dock, normally you have to install the display link to make it work fully. Now, this dock has some sort of fancy mode. I haven't actually, because I haven't got it in my hands here, but from what I can read and what I was being told is that, I'll just have a quick look, is that it can also work a pathway without the display link drives installed. Taking a guess, it'll probably revert to one display rather than having the multiple display to work until you install the display link drivers working properly. But that is going to be kind of good. So it'll be easy for a lot of the troubleshooting for a lot of the either IT department as well as for a lot of you guys as well too. So that's kind of cool that they've thought of issues that could come with the universal dock. Now, this is going to be, so like I said, the charging rate of it is going to be good. So this is going to be even better for those, especially for the hot seating areas or anything like that. So I'm loving the new docks that they're producing out this year. So we will see that later on. Now, the next one is, what we've got next is we've got some monitors up there. So this is again all the commercial grade for enterprise ones where they're bringing out. So they're going to bring out Ultrasharp. They're all Ultrasharps. We're going to get a 30-inch Ultrasharp USB-C hub monitor. Now, what the USB-C hub monitors are, it's pretty much kind of like a dock built into the monitor itself. So you will see the Ethernet port there, which is the main part of, and also does charging to the computer or the device. If you've got a mobile phone, you can use, I know some mobile phones can actually have OS, you can actually connect it up. So we'll be able to charge the device connected to this monitor as well as giving the display. Now, with the USB-C monitors here, we've got a 30-inch one, as you can sort of read, and then we've also got the new 27 and 32-inch USB-C monitors. Now, these are 4Ks, and these ones here these ones are going to be a little bit different to the 30-inch. Now, this one, they've got this new technology called IPS Black. What is it called? Black. Oh, I've lost it again. I've just got to read it again. What was it again? IPS Black. I think it was technology or something like that. Wait, what does it call it exactly? I've just lost it again. It's just come out of my mind. IPS. Okay, right. I'll come back to it. I'll get it in my head. IPS Black technology. It was called IPS Black technology. Just IPS. So IPS Black is the better way to call it. Now, it's meant to give you deeper blacks as well as a little bit more vivid colors, and I think there's a little bit better color gamut coverage as well and also better viewing angles is what I see as well too from some of the text. But we'll see a little bit more better on that. It's just a little. I've only got a little bit information about that at the moment. So this is going to be more for the high end for this. And again, these are USB-C hub monitors. So again, you've got the Ethernet and also able to charge the computers as well too. So definitely loving those two monitors here. Now, next up, what do we got? So now there did some updates to the Dell Optimizer. Now, these are available to the Latitudes and also the Precisions for the now it's a bit of the AI system here. And they actually take care of either like noise reductions, which they have actually increased a little bit. I suppose I heard is they actually now can take care of like either babies in the background, dogs in the background, just to help with when you're in video conference mode. It actually does little things. It also does the presence detection when you close the lid and not. Or if you walk away the screen. This is part of the optimizer here for the ones there. And also the helping with the battery as well too. But there's two new things in the Dell Optimizer they're putting in. First one that I was very interested in is this simultaneous data transfer. Now, this simultaneous data transfer, which means if you've got wireless connected as well as the wire, so a lot of the enterprise and who have docks will have both of them connected. This is able to use both of those network capabilities to send and receive. That is absolutely great to see. So we'll get even more stability as well as speed from that. So that is fantastic to have that little new feature here. Now, the second feature is going to be a very interesting one here. And this is what they call, it is more to do with the privacy to help you out. Now, they have what they call onlooker detection. Now, the onlooker detection is a bit of fun thing, is it uses you do need the hardware for this as well too, is that it will, if someone walks across and looks onto your screen, it supposedly, the AI system is able to work that out. And what it could do is texturize your screen or turn on the privacy part of your the safe screen part. If you've got the screen version for it, that's hardware. That is hardware. For it, it also can turn that on. Also, I've heard you can also blur it out as well too, your screen, or give you display messages you can see from here that it actually detects it and automatically does that for you. For it. And what that does, what I heard is that it uses the IR part of the. So like I said, it does need the hardware, the IR part of the webcam X area to actually help pretty much to do the detection there. So that's kind of cool. That one there. I want to see this texturized things when that comes up, because unfortunately I haven't got a demo of that yet. But when I do hopefully get it, I'll hopefully get a demo of that over to you guys there. So that's two really, really cool things. And of course, they've also got this thing called look away. So if you're looking away the screen, it also darkens the screen as well too. So these two are really cool features, and I think they're going to be very useful for people on the go, as well as this one, especially the network here data was there. Now, the other thing I want to also touch on it, because I know this has been changed here, is it's about the sustainability here. Is we're going to see new boxes and new packaging for the new Latitude and Precision range. Now, this is something that Dell is very passionate about, I hear, and I think a lot of other companies, but Dell is exceptionally more passionate about, because they do try to do their best. And I've seen that throughout the years as well too. Now, the packaging is going to be changed. You'll see it'll be even more recycled than before, and also so I think we're going to use a little bit more recycled plastics, as well as we'll be using more cardboard. And I even know that the tape is also now paper tape as well too. So that's kind of cool there. Now, not only is the packaging going to be changed as well, is also that they'll also try and integrate more recycled materials in their computers for it. And you'll see that in the Latitude. Now, I was just going to give you an example what I saw in some of the releases. Is this is a bit of a breakdown on some of the what percentages, which is quite cool to see. Is in the Latitude range, is that we're going to see a little bit more recycled materials in every component of the thing. Now, we also won't hopefully, well, not hopefully, or we've been told is that they won't be changing the durability. It should still keep up that same durability that we love about Latitudes and also Precision range. So it's not going to affect that. They are using different techniques as well as different materials for it, but they are promising that they're going to still keep that rigid and also the love and the premium feel of what we love about the Dell range here. So it's kind of nice, interesting to see all the different type of recycled materials they're going to be using. And also we've been told that all these materials that's been used for that's recycled is also recycled again. So that's got cool capability of doing that there. And that's really all I've really got for what's there. They do have new speakerphones out there. I think we've got one here, which I'm actually now testing out. So they've got this one here, which is the SP3022. They also have a new pen, active pen here. So that's going to be cool. Now I see that's also USB-C charging as well. I'm going to try and get that in as well. And also the other thing that I can see that is bringing out, just give me a second. I forgot what it was. It will come back to my head in a moment. But anyway, I'll just tell you some of the time frames on what you're seeing. I think the docks is where the availability may be a little bit delayed. It's not straight away in this April. I think the dual charge is around about May. And sorry, I'm just looking at the time frames here. And also the universal dock as well is in around about May. And let's have a look. Where is this WD19? Now it says Q2, so sometime in the next half is when we see the new Thunderbolt dock. Now, I'm just going to open it up. If anyone's got any questions, it'd be great. I do have some people to help me with some questions if you have any technical questions about it. But I definitely love, I love what they bring out. First, the docks, that's finally getting a good refresh. I love that. And especially this Precision 5470. I'm very excited to see because in a thin form factor with the better cooling solution that comes from the 17-inch, it is dual fan there. So I am going to, it's going, I see the 14-inch really competing against this 14-inch MacBook Pro. Now, this MacBook Pro, you've probably seen my streams. I actually really enjoy this MacBook Pro, but I think that new 14-inch is contender. Oh, I forgot one thing about the new 14-inch is its weight. It's going to be sub 1.5 kilos. So now I did say this MacBook Pro 14-inch is heavy. I think I weighted around about I think it was about 1.7 for this MacBook Pro. So this is a lot heavier than I expected for it. But that is going to be a killer. It's going to go against this thing. And I like to see the performance difference as well too for it anyway. So we've got any questions about any of the products here? If not, I definitely love seeing what you guys have come up and hear. If not, put a comment below and we'll hopefully I'll be able to answer you later on. It looks like we're all good there. Anyway, I guess we'll catch you guys a little bit later. Thank you very much for joining me, and just loving to see what Dell have brought up, and definitely listening to what we want to see. All right, as always, imperfections in life makes it beautiful and interesting, and I'll catch you in the next video. See you guys.